USM Hattiesburg. It's time for the Southern Miss Student Media Weekly Wrap Up. The Southern Miss Student Media Weekly Wrap Up is a look at the events Southern Miss Student Media covered throughout the week and the events Southern Miss Student Media is working on for next week.
Good morning, Golden Eagles, and welcome to your weekly wrap-up. I am your host, Carter H. Crow, and I am here at the WUSM radio station, joined with Andrew Borelli, Adeline Fields, and Clara Hendricks. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for tuning in, and we will be right back after this short message with the weekly wrap-up on everything SM2 has done throughout this week. Thank you so much.
You may not realize how important 3 letters can be. For a patient who needs type A, B, or O blood, these letters can mean life, but there simply aren't enough people giving blood. Without more donors, hospitals may not have the blood needed to save lives. That's why the American Red Cross needs people to help restore the A's, B's, and O's that are depleting each day. You are the missing type patients need. Visit redcrossblood.org/missing types or call 1-800-RED-CROSS to make your donation appointment today.
Not completing high school is more of a social thing than it was an academic thing. Even though all these years have passed, I still had that longing to have my diploma.
At age 30, Carissa finished her high school diploma.
If you're even considering getting your high school diploma, you can do it.
No one gets a diploma alone. If you're thinking of finishing your high school diploma, you have help. Find free adult education classes near you at finishyourdiploma.org. That's finishyourdiploma.org. Brought to you by the Dollar General Literacy Foundation and the Ad Council.
Uh-oh, Brad's buzzed.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, he's starting with the woots. And now a speech.
I just want to say that friendship is about heart and brain. Who's with me?
Good thing is, he knows when he's buzzed.
And my brain is saying, when it's time to go home, somebody call me a ride.
Love that guy.
Me too.
Know your buzzed warning signs? Call for a ride when it's time to go home. Buzz driving is drunk driving. A message from NHTSA and the Ad Council.
And we're back. So, my name is Carter H. Crow. I am the student director of the Strategic Communications Division. And like I said, today I am your host. And with that ability, I would like to start. And by starting, I want to talk about something that happened to SM2 yesterday, which was really exciting. What happened?
Yeah, what happened?
SM2's Got talent show. The USM students came and showed us what talent looks like. I know 2 of y'all were here for the talent show. Adeline could not make it, but she was there in spirit, Avi. What were y'all's thoughts? Did y'all have a fun time? Did y'all enjoy the talent show? Did y'all think that our people are pretty talented?
Oh, yeah. We had some good acts. I enjoyed it. I ran sound for the live, so I was just back there jamming. It was really nice. I enjoyed all of it. All the acts were very good.
I'm glad to hear that. Andy, did you like the acts?
Oh, I enjoyed it.
Did you have a favorite?
I don't know if I should give that out.
Oh,
but
okay.
I had a fun night. The only thing was just standing by the speaker all night, which will just about deafen you.
I was about to say you couldn't hear anything.
But
poor singers.
Luckily, I got to work it too. I was the handsome stage manager down there, moving all the stuff very handsomely.
Yes, our beautiful stagehand coming in. But yeah, it was a great experience. Packed house. We really showed up. USM students came to support students, and it was a very beautiful experience. But going on, let's talk a little bit about divisions real quick. I'm going to start with Andy. Andy, you are the student director of the Prince. You are the Prince editor. Tell me, what's the Prince like this week?
Well, it's just like a newspaper, really.
Oh.
Come on, Andy. Come on. It's too early it's 12, but it's still too early.
It's too early in the afternoon for this. Just some of the biggest stories we covered this week is Southern Miss outlining the Title IX process, which has been in question lately.
Yes.
T-Bones is hosting weekly open mic nights for any talented people out there.
Oh.
The Tri-Delta, or the Delta 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 sorority. I really don't know how they go by themselves. So I'm just going to say Delta 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 because I like it. They held a fundraiser for St. Jude Cancer Research. Local teacher sets a record in a Mississippi race. I don't know if y'all heard about this, but this dude ran like I can't remember how many miles, 50-mile race, and set a record for it, and it stood for like 10 minutes. And then he's second place nationally, but still, he was a teacher at Oak Grove.
Yeah, wow.
And just kind of closing out the paper, so just among the big stories, the building of the Southern Miss Golden Eagle Pickleball Club, which I never thought I'd say this, but pickleball's fun.
Pickleball is it's gaining its way on our campus. It's gaining its way everywhere. It's becoming very popular. People love pickleball.
Can confirm.
It's a
And
blast.
And then today we've got our Golden Eagles in San Marcos, Texas, preparing for a weekend of baseball, playing Texas State. However, they lost earlier this week to the Alabama Crimson Tide. To the top. No Roll Tide.
To the top. Always. Well, Andy, you got anything else coming with the paper?
Just wait for it next week. That's
Sounds
all I can
good to
say,
me.
really.
And where can we find these papers? I love to always ask this question.
Well, you can find the student prints. It'll look something like this.
Like,
it looks like a newspaper.
Like
you
a
can find it
newspaper.
in. We have different bins that are labeled. Yeah, it looks like that. We have different bins that are labeled student prints. They'll have an ad in them. You can find them in just about every major building on campus, as well as the lobby of Wilbur Hall, the Central Park North Learning Center, and the lobby of Hillcrest Hall.
That sounds awesome. Thank you, Andy. And we'll be back with your weekly wrap-up after these short messages.
Students face many challenges during the spring semester. National Certified Counselor and Provisional Licensed Professional Counselor Kinsley May says students go through academic burnout.
Academic burnout is a thing because you've been through so much in your fall semester. And if it's your first year as a college student, your academic fall semester is a lot to take in.
May also recommends students different methods to relieve academic stress.
Meditation or deep breathing, coloring the coloring book, taking your mind away from academics. Do something that you're not always pressured to feel like you have to focus on school so much. And the last thing I would say is seek support. If it's with the teacher of your choice, a mentor, a therapist.
Sophomore biological sciences major Vinnie Halsey explains how her seasonal depression affects her course load during the semester.
Maybe it comes from like a sort of seasonal depression, but coming out of January and February, my mental health is kind of like an all-time low for the year, so it's not really helpful when it's combined with trying to pick up new information.
You can text HELLO to 751741 to connect with a trained crisis counselor. Stephanie Perez-Munoz, SM2.
And we're back, ladies and gentlemen. All right, so I am here with Miss Clara Hendricks, the executive producer of SM2. Clara, how are you doing today?
I'm good. I'm really tired after last night.
Yeah.
We had a celebratory dinner at Chili's after the talent show. It was really nice. Really fun. Stayed out late, but it was worth it. Talent show was a blast.
I'm glad to hear that. Did you have any favorite acts or any fun moments?
I will say the audience slept on our saxophonist. He was our first act out the gate, and they just weren't ready for him. They just weren't ready. I loved it. It was amazing. He ate it up. I was back there jamming in the studio. Like, for almost every act, you could see me in the back at the control table just, like, dancing. But, yeah, no, they weren't ready. I hate that they kind of put him as the first act because the first act is, like, testing the waters.
Mm-hmm.
But he did really good, and he ended up winning third place?
I think
yeah.
Yes,
yeah,
it
third
was
place,
third.
as he deserved. I just wish the crowd was a little bit more receptive. But that's okay. We loved everybody who showed out. They did bring the energy. Mm-hmm. It got built up, and they loved it. They enjoyed it, and so glad that was amazing.
I agree. Yeah.
But as for TV, I'm just going to go through a couple of stories we had. We had a story about the Graduate Hall of Fame and about how 12 graduate students recently got admitted. Their photos, their portraits are like on display right now in the George Hurst building, if I'm not wrong. No, JB George, excuse me, the JB George building. So if you want to go see them and look at all the work they've done, you can go to that building on the Hattiesburg campus and learn about those 12 graduate students who worked their tails off to get there.
Yeah.
And then our next story was about the escalators on campus and how they're currently being worked on, and there's just not a whole lot of information and what exactly students have to go through right now, like how it's an inconvenience and stuff like that. We also have a story about walking and running and how it can help you with future like exercise and your physical abilities. Like in the future, Stephanie Perez Munoz, she gave that story to us. Very informative, very I don't know, I've run out of words.
But not on escalators, right?
Not on
No-
escalators.
no-
We're
no
not running on
escalators.
escalators. I've done that before. Don't do that. And then we also had a recap story of the Revelry Festival that happened with a bunch of arts. I thought it was just pottery. It's not. Our theater department even helped with it, and they had like the Fight Club, which is choreographed fight scenes and stuff. Like they participated in it. They posted about it. I saw that. But there's just a recap of what exactly happened there. And then we have our weather report, our community calendar, and our sports recap. All those you can find on the SM2 episode, which is on our YouTube, Southern Miss Student Media. And yeah, as for the rest of the show, you'll just have to watch it to find out. Oh, our Eagle interview this past week was with a very important student on campus, newly elected, might I say, our new president of the Student Government Association, Leah. Don't know her last name, but she was really nice, really great to interview, and she just, I think, gives a lot of insight with that association because when I watched it, I learned a lot of different things about Student Government Association and what exactly it does and what her plans are for the future. So definitely go watch that. The full interview is on our website. We don't have the full interview on the episode, but you should still go watch the SM2 episode. But yeah, that's all for me.
Well, thank you, Clara. That was great. Yeah, like Clara said, listeners, go ahead, follow us on YouTube. Click that follow button. But we'll be back after a few short messages with Adeline on radio.
Planning on moving off campus anytime soon? Or just going to get groceries and gas? Well, on Thursday, March 27th, Governor Tate Reeves signed the Build Up Mississippi Act into law to eliminate income tax, lower the grocery tax, and raise the tax on gas prices. Students like junior Zachary Howell feel that this new law will keep them on campus rather than giving them the incentive to become a commuter.
This bill doesn't really help me to move out off of campus because if I'm paying more for gas, then even getting the groceries, like even if the tax is less, it's not really going to help me out very much. The cost is just not going to balance out enough for me to care.
Dr. Mehdi Barati, an economics professor here at USM, speaks positively about the bill.
I think more positively about it because as far as grocery sales or grocery taxes go, because 2% down would be a lot, especially for households. As far as the student goes, it depends how much they spend. My opinion is that most probably it offset, and after they graduate, hopefully it'll help.
The gas taxes will be implemented this summer, while the income tax and grocery tax will be lowered over the next few years. Kaylin Fox Thomas, SM2
Imagine being denied an apartment because of housing discrimination.
It's so wrong. But who has the power to stop this?
You do. The law is on your side. If you've been discriminated against because of race, color, religion, sex, national origin, disability, or familial status, file a complaint with HUD. Fair housing is your right.
Use it.
Visit HUD.gov/fairhousing, a public service message from HUD and the National Fair Housing Alliance.
You may not realize how important 3 letters can be. For a patient who needs type A, B, or O blood, these letters can mean life, but there simply aren't enough people giving blood. Without more donors, hospitals may not have the blood needed to save lives. That's why the American Red Cross needs people to help restore the A's, B's, and O's that are depleting each day. You are the missing type patients need. Visit redcrossblood.org/missing types or call 1-800-RED-CROSS to make your donation appointment today.
All right, son. Time to put out this campfire.
Dad, we learned about this in school.
Oh, did you now? Okay. What's first?
Smokey Bear said to.
First drown it with a bucket of water, then stir it with a shovel.
Wow, you sound just like him.
Then he said,
If it's still warm, then do it again.
Where can I learn all this?
It's all on SmokeyBear.com with other wildfire prevention tips, because only you can prevent wildfires.
Brought to you by the USDA Forest Service, your state forester, and the Ad Council.
I don't like that. Oh. And we're back. Alrighty. So, Miss Adeline Fields, please tell me, how has radio been?
It's been great. We've had a lot of really good guests recently. This past week, we had Julius White with the Spring Cleaning Project on Monday. On Tuesday, we had James Wilcox with the Hatchery Golden Idea Pitch. On Wednesday, Tremaine Whitehead with Spring Gardening Day, which was, I think, my personal favorite interview of the week because I love all things plants. It was very, very informative, super fun interview. And Thursday, we had Micah Gibbs with SM2 talking about the Student Media Center and, of course, our talent show yesterday. So pretty good week of interviews. You can go check that out on YouTube. Everything's under the lives there. Coming up next week, on Tuesday, we have Timothy Gutman with the Philosophy and Religion Colloquium. And on Wednesday, Brian Belansky for an interview. So we're still filling up our other 2 days, but keep an eye out on the YouTube. We'll be live, as always, every Monday through Thursday at 12 o'clock. So, yeah.
Yeah, and don't forget, you are currently tuned in to WUSM. Keep staying currently tuned into WUSM.
Please stay.
this is where we're spinning the USM bops. This is where we're telling the news, and this is where we're talking to the community. All of those interviews really impact what's going on. So it's very important to stay informed, to stay knowledgeable, and this is an easy way to do it. Tune in to WUSM 88.5 FM, baby. All right, wrapping up our show, I'm going to talk just a little bit about our Instagram. Listeners, y'all can follow us on Instagram at sm2.usm. We post about quite literally everything that the Student Media Center does. We promote TV, radio, and the student prints, not to mention the creative and content divisions of SM2. And we are also currently in the process of providing grad shout-out packages. These packages are quick and easy one-time deals where you can have your graduating senior put into the student prints for a small fee. We also have other media outlet packages where we can put this in our SMTV, radio, and Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter boards and accounts. So if you're interested in anything like that, just message us on Instagram, hit us up. We would love to talk about that. If you want to get some more information on that, like I said, DM us. If you're on campus and you want to know more, come over to College Hall. We're always here. But other than that, I think this has been your weekly wrap-up.
This has been the Southern Miss Student Media Weekly Wrap Up. A look at the events Southern Miss Student Media has covered throughout the week and the events Southern Miss Student Media is working on for next week. The Southern Miss Student Media Weekly Wrap Up airs Fridays at noon on Southern Miss Radio. We'll see you next week for the Southern Miss Student